So this is not a good sign. The whole bike, you can see the guts of. Yeah, this is definitely not a good sign for most people. But for me, it is a good sign because that means I'm going to be fixing all of this. It looks like a spaghetti mess of very annoying things that I need to deal with. However, I'm going to pretty much be redoing a lot of this anyways because it just looks terrible. One, it looks terrible. Two, I've got a new thing, this M unit here. It pretty much takes out the needs for fuses, relays, all that bajazz. I am still going to need the starter, but I'm just going to wire the M unit into the starter itself and kind of just clean up this entire mess that's going on here. It's, one, caused problems in the past, aka why it's all pretty much torn apart, and then two, it's going to make maintenance and troubleshooting a lot easier in the future. So yeah, let's pretty much get into it right now. So with the whole wiring harness situation, I actually got one of these manuals in the past, so I'm able to kind of read through everything here and determine what is wrong and how to fix it. However, this M unit should do a lot better in that troubleshooting sense. This M unit is Bluetooth. I got the Bluetooth version, hence the blue. It's going to go right over here in front of the battery. I'm going to have a slot that I'm going to build and kind of situate in there. But for now, what I need to do is figure out this jumble mess and figure out what wires go to where, what controls what, and kind of do that situation thing. It's going to be annoying. There's a lot of tape like here. There's just random bits of tape here, which is stupid and annoying on my sense because troubleshooting everything is going to be so hard to find out what wires are bad because pretty much all these wires are bad. There's cut wires places, and it kind of just looks like an ugly mess that I don't feel like dealing with. So I'm going to rip it all out and pretty much start from the beginning, build my own wiring harness. I need this manual because it just displays where everything goes, what wire colors are what. But I can already see that that's going to be an issue because whoever did this amazing wiring job definitely didn't go by the manual and kind of just wung it. Pretty much take this whole wiring harness apart, find out what goes where, how it works, buttered sausage type deal.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does, why is it doing what it's doing. Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage.
And then hopefully I don't end myself in the process, but we'll see. This pisses me off, but that's what you get for buying a used bike from the 70s. So I kind of did this to myself.
All right, for today's plan, we have step 1, which is going to be figure out what each wire does, with step 2 being cut the wires accordingly, and step 3 will be removing the old wires and wiring harness. As you can see here, this is the jumbled mess that I am working with, which is so amazing, covered in tape, electrical hazards, fire hazards, you name it, we got it all. Here's me uncovering most of the tape. This is for the handlebars itself. Tape was everywhere, so don't worry about it.
All right. I would like to just show everyone kind of what I'm dealing with right now and what level of intelligence whoever did this is just beyond my comprehension.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
But all right, so we have a black wire here, right? You can see that it's black wire, which is tied around a brown wire, okay? Which is then tied around to a black wire. I don't know if they just needed to extend it. Looks like they got a lot of slack, you know what I mean? Looks like they got some slack that they could have used. Definitely have a lot of slack here. I've got wires that are just tied around other wires that don't even make sense. Like this wire, this gray wire, this gray wire right here, right, goes up here, through here. It was in this little bunch here. It was in this bunch with all these ones. I thought it was, something. But come to find out, it was just hanging like this, like no connection, nothing. And it was tied in a little little knot here, all cute and everything like that, wire management skills. But I'll give it to him because unlike most of the things here, this one's soldered, which is a rare occurrence with this bike. I'm going to be honest. Not a lot of wires are soldered on here, so this is a delicacy. What we call it on this bike is a pure delicacy. All of these wires are just wrapped around, and I'm not going off the wires here. I'm going off the wires that come directly off of the unit here. I'm going off of the book as well to kind of just figure out what goes where. The book is actually helping very much in the sense that I know what I'm going to do here. I've already got everything planned here. Once I figure out where everything goes, that's where I'm going to start cutting wires and start figuring out where things go. I'm going to label them too. I mean, I have them in the book. I already have it in the book, but I'd like to label it just in case I forget and don't have my book. I'm going to label them. It's always good to label. It's a good practice to have. So I'm going to be doing that right now. And yeah, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. So this is literally what I'm talking about. So for this wire, this green wire that's connected to the red wire, and then the yellow and red wire, this goes to the ignition coils. And from what looks to be the contact breaker in itself, this wire may go to, I actually don't know where this wire goes to yet. I'm going to have to figure that out. However, what is going on here? Like you just wrap two wires around and make it, like try to just make it make sense. I don't know. I hope whoever did this wiring never touches a wire ever again, because this is just awful. Like this is downright just crazy. Like that. This is a lot of places. It's just random spots that are just terrible. And me and my buddy actually did these ourselves, where we soldered them and shrink wrapped them. Like I could just build my own new wiring harness without the M unit and it would be fine, right? But I really want to integrate the M unit to kind of modernize this bike, get it a little bit modernized to the way I feel. I also realized that the petcock itself over there, the gas tank over there, the petcock is supposed to have a diaphragm, and it doesn't. It just straight up doesn't. So that would explain why fuel was leaking from the air filters, because there was no fuel stoppage. So that explains that very well. That's pretty good to know.
Disclaimer: the following actions are done by trained professionals. Do not try this at home. As you can see in our last scene, the wiring harness is now out, which is a good thing. Everything is currently labeled. Anywhere you see blue has been labeled. I tested everything and everything looks good. The next step is going to be getting the cable connections. I'll be buying that online. I have a website from my buddy that's going to give me the website. Right, Miles? Yeah, cool story. Yeah, but I got everything out. It wasn't too crazy. The only part that sucked was I wouldn't even say the rear sucked. I feel like this part over here was the worst part because there's a bunch of extra wires, but it wasn't too bad. I did find out where the kill switch and the start switch went. I got the headlight out so that I could figure out, oh God, where's the harness? Oh, so I could figure out what goes where with that. This is a direct plug-in. So I'll just be wiring everything into this connection here instead of paying for the connection there. Since the bike is kind of like out and about, I am going to clean everything up and just make it look a lot better because it doesn't look the best out now. I've also just noticed that my clutch cable seems to be going out. I am seeing broken threads, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to probably buy that online too, just to get it done and over with. But yeah, I already have the wiring. I have the wiring here. I'm just waiting on the connections. And then I need to weld some sort of platform for the end unit itself to be mounted onto. It needs to be on some bare metal because the mounting brackets here, it'd probably be easier to show you here. The mounting brackets here are the ground that ground to the frame. So that's a good thing. Yeah, but other than that, I've gotten some jank wiring stories that are pretty funny. Here, with this third brake light, this blue wire is supposed to be a running light. Yeah, this blue wire wasn't even plugged in. It was just these two. So it was constantly on. The LED strip, which is what I'm stepping on, wasn't working. Took it apart, and it came apart with it. So that was wonderful. I really hope whoever did the wiring on this bike never touches a wire ever again. Like they should be banned from ever working on anything ever again because, oh my God, it was terrible. I couldn't believe the amount of jank stuff that they did. I still have to fix over here where the coil unit is, but that honestly should be fine with me. Like, I don't really see any other issues other than cleaning up messes, making it look better, taking this duct tape off. What the and yeah, everything else was pretty self-explanatory when it came to wiring. And then soon I should be pretty much done with this project of taking the wiring harness out. Is pretty much complete. I don't have anything else to really do with that. So that's pretty much going to end the video there. If you did like, I would definitely suggest liking the video. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. That gun you saw earlier was not a real gun. Just a little fair warning, that was not a real gun. And if you think it's a real gun, I'm going to kill you and your entire family. So have a good one. Bye. It wasn't a real gun, Shepard. It wasn't a real gun, Shepard. Run away. Run away. No, it wasn't. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What do you think about that? This is you. This is going to be you, dude. This is going to be you soon. Hanging from the ceiling, bro.